G'day punters, welcome back to the MacBet Early Move, the Queensland racing show where we preview a race on a Saturday. John Mcleod joins me. John, how are you going?
It's James. Good, mate. Good. Really good.
Really good. Absolutely. All smiles at the moment. Absolutely airborne results-wise. I guess I'll just dive straight into it. We've won, 35 units last week. We're up around 283 units for the year, 17% ROI. Going pretty good.
Yeah, we're holding that 17% together, which is, really good. I was sort of thinking if we can just keep solid with that, it'll be fantastic for the rest of the year. And we're just, we're consistent at the moment, which is what I love. And what I think most punters would like is just they don't want to go through those big ups and downs. And
absolutely
we can hold it together and just flat line wins.
That's what you want. Yeah, it does feel like 17%. I know when we go through a really, really good period, confidence gets up and the bets start to get a bit bigger. And then once you start to have a couple of losing months after that, it's, it stings a bit. But if you're sort of consistently chipping away over time, the losses keep you honest and, the wins keep you interested. So it's good.
Well, it's funny. I think you mentioned the other day, whether we chip it up a little bit on certain horses just because of, on the audio or the audio at the end, we're sort of putting in a few saver bets, which are pretty much amount to a half a units. But there just hasn't been any 7-8 unit blocks at the moment, horses that we can tumble into. And it's not to say that we're not going to do it, it's just finding the right horse at the right time that we can just let open our shoulders up a little bit. But we've been very consistent around that 4 to 5 mark, and around the 2 to 3 unit mark has been nice winners at okay odds as well. So, it's been good, and I think I might have said this on the Betfair podcast ages ago, is that I'm just looking for consistency. That's what I don't want to go through those ups and downs. I don't want to win a fortune. I just want to win just a slow, just pick up
rise. Just continually beat the market and chip away. And it's clear that you're a pro with that ideology. Absolutely. And you'd want consistency, especially if it's your living. A lot of us have real jobs, and that's stable income, but you're out there and it's very, very real. So great.
Well, when you're using your own cash and as everyone's punting out there and you're doing it and everyone that's following our tips, it's real cash, and you've got to actually bring it back to that. And sometimes you get to the races. I actually did it a couple of weeks ago on a Sunday at Caloundra. I lost the plot a little bit, and it wasn't as if I was backing the wrong horses. I just kept on seeing things that just shouldn't have been the odds they were, but I just ploughed in a little bit too much. And when things are against you, it's hard to it's a day where you just got to put your hands in the air and sort of say, well, this day smells a bit, and you just got to drop off. And what you can, just minimize the losses. That's the day, at the end of the year, if you minimize losses on the days that you're having a bad day, they're going to be the ones that are going to add to your profit at the end of the year. So that's for sure.
Absolutely, yeah. Stop the bleeding and know when to put the cue in the rack. Absolutely an important lesson. I've learned that the hard way a couple of times as well, but starting to get there.
You still open the shoulders up, I think.
Hey,
I think you still open the shoulders.
I do, absolutely, but just depends when. And
when you're in the 20s to 30 mark, you can, and then all of a sudden you drop back a little bit more, and then you drop back even more. It's amazing how it does it, because I remember saying this to my old man, when I was around 35, I'd sort of say, just bet up a little bit, you just try to chip away and just bet up. And he was there a long time, and I went out the back door there for about 6 months, and then I come back and I said, maybe I should be following him a little bit more and just being a more solid sort of bookie and a punter, and it works. So you have to be.
That's the advice I took from you a while ago. You said you got to put it all on something at some point and stake up. And I think you said you might have gone broke a couple of times doing it.
It was. I think I was around 23 or 25. About 23 and 25. Those were the 2 days, 2 times when I sort of gambled a bit too much and just rolled the dice. But after that,
Pumpkin on. Yep.
yeah, I thought from 25 onwards, I thought, no, this is not. If I'm going to make a go of this, I've got to sort of just earn and keep earning. So that's what I've done. And touch wood.
Yeah, fantastic. Good, absolutely chipping away there, and it's it's really good to see. We'll shift our focus to the weekend. It's Eagle Farm, good for track, rails in the 3 meter position. How are you going to play this Eagle Farm track? I'd say this has probably been your most profitable track over this year.
Yeah, nothing. We find nothing wrong with the track as far as punting goes. I'm not talking about trainers with their horses and jarring up and doing all those sort of things. That's their field and how they've got to handle it. But we've got a bit of a feel on what type of horses go on this track, and we've been pretty lucky to find some decent winners, and it was really nice to see over the carnival that we were able to hold it together over the carnival. That was a big plus for me.
It's typically a bit of a flat period for us, just from memory. The last few years, I wouldn't say we've had a strip out or anything, but just horses you were strongly against. I remember the Bostonian, you just kept opposing that, and it just kept bobbing up. They've had a few tough carnivals. It's good to see this year.
Yeah, definitely. It was just, and you're continually changing things through those carnivals, and then all of a sudden you get on the wrong leg and you start changing things, and then all of a sudden you should have been staying back where you were at the first time. So it does your head in those carnivals when they come up here. But this year we had an idea, and we kept to it, and we held it together and won a little bit. So that was good, and hopefully on either side of the carnivals we can just keep on punching through.
Absolutely. So yeah, track Saturday, Eagle Farm. How does it play?
Well, it's got to be careful what I say.
Yeah, that's really. Right. We can move on if you don't want to give it away. If you don't want to give it away, we can go straight into the race.
Yeah, well, all I'm sort of saying here, it's a track where anything can win. The map is 50% of what you normally would do. That's pretty much giving away a small piece of our knowledge.
There we go, and we'll just give a bit more knowledge away here. We're going to preview race 2 over 2,200 meters. Your favorite is London Banker, $3.30. Un-American is there on the next line of betting at $4.40. Warp Speed $4.40 as well. Two Smoking Barrels $5.50. Fort Wayne $8.50 and $10 and better for the rest. Let's start with your top pick, Un-American, $4.40 currently. You got Burn on board.
Yeah, I think he's the right horse. They rode it quiet the other day in Sydney, and he made up a lot of ground. He got beaten a fair way, but it was just the way he hit the line. And he's got a lot of horses up front here that possibly could run. Nature Boy is a horse that could, 2 starts ago, I think it led by about 6 or 7, and so he's going to go forward, or she will, Lacey, and run decent sectionals up front. And you've got a couple of horses like Honey Baby and Two Smoking Barrels is going to have to work forward from the wide gate. So early draws they're going to run, and whether they stop halfway through it, it's a bit it's questionable. Because what I said about Nature Boy running a couple of starts ago, he went along quick. So it just looks like it's a perfect race for him to slot in about midfield with Burn on it, come to the outside, and be strong at the finish. I think he's very hard to beat.
All right. And your next one there, second pick, is the toppy London Banker, James Orman on board. It's $3.30 currently.
I think he's only danger, and he's a question mark because he's going to the 2,200, with not a lot of background under his belt. I think it was, what is he coming up from 1,800 the other day, and the 1,800 he went to him to win, and he just peaked a bit, probably his fitness. Now he's going to the 2,200. So if he had a 2,000 meter run under his belt and then into this, I would be saying that he's, I'd be a lot more comfortable with him getting the distance for one.
Sure.
And with his fitness under his belt, I would be comfortable with saying, okay, he's going to finish the race off. So, they're the two that are going to be, running on and be strong, or Un-American's going to be strong. It's a matter of whether the London Banker is going to be looming like he did the other day and just peak.
Okay.
So I'm sort of looking to save on him, I'd say, depending on the prices. But at the moment, that's what I'm looking for.
All right, and we'll just talk your third and fourth picks, the 3 and the 4, Warp Speed and 2 Smoking Barrels, both around the 450, 550 mark.
Yeah, Warp Speed's a few little issues in the yard, and this 2200 is as far as he wants. He did run it out, I think, one time last at Eagle Farm last preparation, but the last little bit he just got a little bit soft on it. The last bit, so that was it's a bit of a worry for mine. And 2 Smoking Barrels had the perfect run last time. Just was in the right spot. He's going to have to work a little bit more. He's not going to get a suck run like he did the other day, and he's going to be probably exposed here. So there, instead of him being the stalker, he's going to be the stalked. So it's a bit of difference.
All right, so it seems like one pretty clear top pick and then a saver bet. So you've got Un-American and London Banker. What's your early move, John, from a betting perspective?
Well, London Banker, well, it was 440. I put this up the other day, and I don't, unless there's something there that's really just hitting me totally in the eye on a Wednesday or a Thursday, I don't rush in too quickly.
Yep.
If I do, I probably put half my stake on, and then, but Saturday mornings, that's when I bet, because I know what the weather's like. There's no changes, there's no scratchings, there's no nothing, and I know what I'm dealing with.
Yep.
Whereas prior, 2 days out, or what are we, only 1 day out here now, the weather's going to be fine. It's a matter of whether there's going to be some scratchings here. That's the little question mark. And so, the 440, I'm going to be very happy to take 440 if it's still out there. I haven't looked since yesterday.
Yeah, I think it was there this morning.
I'm going to be happy to take it if it's there, and I might even take short in that. For
sure. So $4.40 Un-American, 1.5 units if I was forcing you to bet early?
Yep, that's where we stand at the moment. I could possibly increase that in the audio. That's what I'm looking to have more on it, but it'll be more audio based, because I'll have even more information by that stage. When it comes to race 2, about 1 o'clock or whatever it will be, there'll be more information that you'll get, and you'll be able to up the ante if you need to.
Absolutely, guys. And if you do want to up the ante, make sure you get a weekly or monthly subscription at macbet.com.au. You're going to get pre-race messages from the yard from John, updating on runner conditions, the market, track conditions, and any updated bets.
You even get the ones from the Gold Coast now from Brody, which he's not putting the sheets on the actual sheet that I do as yet, but in the coming months he will definitely be doing it. But he's giving out his spiel on from the yard and how it looks, so it's even an extra little bonus for you to get that, and it's been very lucrative of late, that's for sure.
Fantastic. Yeah, he's really kicked things off nicely, and that little Gold Coast meeting sort of just fills the gaps with the audio. Sometimes you probably can't make it out to the wider meetings, so that sort of that just covers us off nicely. So yeah, really good. Well done, Brody. Well done, Tom, and everything's moving along nicely.
Yeah, Tom's flying as well. He's going good. He's sort of both of them have got a good knowledge about racing, that's for sure and certain. And it's good to see that they're winning.
They're winning. That is good to see. It's good to see new faces as one thing, but even better to see great results when you're bringing new people in. I can imagine it'd be hard to sort of marry things up. So yeah, well done, John, and good luck this weekend.
Beauty. Thanks, mate.
Cheers. Thanks.
Yeah.